You know I was going to change my initial review of a 4 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5, but I'm going to stick with my 4 out of 5. This film is a bag. It's a positive bag, but it's a mixed bag. James Gunn Superman is a really, really enjoyable, full heart character movie. And though it does struggle with some visual clutter, and it does have some issues with, I think, a little bit too much story, too much plot, and maybe some too many characters, it doesn't stop this from being something that I really believe that you, your whole family, and anybody can enjoy. I'm gonna put this together like a pros, cons, pros sandwich, and then wrap up with some final thoughts. David Cornsweet nails Superman. I believe this is my favorite on the big screen Superman there ever is, because mainly he just kind of nails this hopeful, vulnerable, fun, and powerful being. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane holds him to account because she's great, intrepid, hard ass. And there's a sequence between her and Superman that's just, it's worth the ticket price by itself to get who these characters truly are. Nathan Fillion, Iggy Githegi, Nicholas Hoult, everybody just creates a character that works well to contrast against who Superman is, so you can see what they're trying to do here. And it's really building out what kind of Boy Scout Superman is. And he's just a good dude. Now, where the story starts to have a little bit of trouble is the amount of story that's in the story. I think it takes clear inspiration. He's been open about this. Takes clear reference from All-Star Superman, and I also believe the Seven Labors of Hercules as kind of these feats and adventures to show you who he is, again, to build out who Superman is. And without a little bit of room in the editing for this stuff to breathe, it just feels constantly busy. Now, that whiplash may be a bit much for people, especially if they don't have enough time to sit in certain emotions. But that's a tonal choice, and I believe that's a choice to kind of invite the audience to just sit down and enjoy Superman being Superman. You are in his living room with him, putting on his shoes to go do work. Also, I believe it has a little bit of an issue with kind of visual clutter. The style at which James Gunn chooses to shoot it can kind of feel like being on a roller coaster and trying to key in on one point while the world around you shakes. Again, that may be a preference thing, but this is a bit much at times. But some scenes look so great, like Superman versus the Kaiju and Superman in this like paradox world. But the visuals, again, given who you are, may suck. Look, this movie expects that audience to kind of already know Superman. If you watch Superman, the cartoon, that's what this is. If you watch Smallville, that's what this is. So you can show up with your own idea, your own headcanon, and be like, okay, wow, I get it. And that's a pretty interesting way to do it. I think getting away from having to do any kind of setup or origin story is a smart move. We get it. This is a James Gunn movie, and he pulls out all his James Gunnism, for better or worse. But I enjoy this movie. Highly recommend it. I give it, again, a 4 out of 5. Go see Superman.